Hey Aquarius, welcome to your love reading for April. As you all can see, we are back to the original format by popular demand. People were like, why aren't you doing it like before? So here we are, my loves. We got the same setup with the candlelight. And we're going to go ahead and jump right on in. I'm using a really cool shimmery deck this month because it's going to look really great in the candlelight. So we're going to see what is happening with our Aquarius friends for the month of April in terms of love. Okay, Aquarius. As I'm connecting with your energy, I feel like I'm just like swimming in the ocean, like under the water, like a mermaid. Like just mermaid like swimming under the water. And I know that might sound crazy, but for me that gives me the sense or a feeling like a lot of you are plunging into a really deep layer of love or a really deep layer of the subconscious. Like this is like I'm kind of expecting this to be a heavy, not heavy, but like a deep reading because of that energy. But let's see what comes up. Let's see what comes up for our lovely Aquarius friends. So we're gonna do a more in-depth reading this month. Usually I pull 5 cards, but I'm gonna pull 10. So this will be a longer reading probably, or at least more in-depth. And then we've got that. We've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, honeys, let's see what is going on for Aquarius friends. So your theme, kind of, for this is going to tell us your theme. Your theme, my dears, for April in love is Two of Pentacles, okay? Now I want to talk about this a little bit, and I also want to catch some of the gorgeous shimmers. There we are, there's the shimmers. So I want to talk a little bit about this card. So your theme for April is going to be Two of Pentacles. And what does this mean? So this is giving me a sense or a feeling that in the month of April, you all are going to be doing some work here when it comes to love. Okay, that doesn't surprise me because I was getting this feeling or this sense of like, you know, swimming through the ocean, like swimming through really, really deep waters. So a lot of you are going in deep and you're doing some kind of soul searching. You're doing some kind of like self-examination, and you're putting work to make things move forward or to make things flow. Some of you have some personal goals that you're like, you know what, before I can really focus on my love life, I've got some personal goals I need to fix or I need to hit. So some of you are really into like the self-improvement and the success aspect of things. Some of you are more in the energy of where you're committing to making something work. All right. So it's either like you're really committing to call in the right person, you're getting serious about it. Like, what do I have to do to call in the right person? What do I have to heal? Where do I have to hang out? You know, like, how do I find my soul tribe? Like, some of you are really getting serious like that. Other ones of you who are in a relationship, you're really beginning to juggle things around or move things around so that you're making sure that you're making enough time for your loved one. You know, some of you maybe are being a little bit more accommodating with your schedule. Aquarius, you all can be very independent, which is a really wonderful thing. So, you know, Aquarius isn't going to always just like, you know, drop everything that what they're doing, like to go run off and be with somebody, right? And so you all do have that independence. So some of you might be coming into just a little bit more of, okay, let me be a little bit more accommodating, or let me move things around to make sure that I can, you know, have time for my honey later, or I can align things with their schedule. So there's that kind of work being put in, organizing, working, making things happen, making things fit, or getting things to come together and to fit. So I do think that for a lot of you, though, this is going to be addressing issues working and addressing on issues, whether they're issues within yourself that you're addressing, or if they're issues within a relationship that you're addressing. But a lot of you, like, you're not playing around. You're not playing around. And it could just be that you all are feeling that Uranus and Taurus energy, where you're just like, it's all about stability right now, baby. It's all about stability. It's all about what I'm looking for. So you're getting real. You're getting down to the nitty gritty. You're getting down to business. It's like this is it. Like, we're not messing around. We're not goofing around. We're not getting any younger. It's time to figure this out. It's that kind of energy. The obstacle that may be in the way, you've got Four of Swords. All right, what does this mean, Four of Swords? So this is going to mean that the obstacle that's in the way for some of you is that you're not getting enough rest. You're not getting enough rest, or it could be that you're in a situation where you're not getting enough of like your meditation in, or your spiritual routine, or your spiritual practice in. Aquarius, you all are very spiritual beings. You really are. Like, you guys loved your crystals. You're very deep in your thought. You're very cosmic in that way. You know, you guys are kind of like those flower children. So this is really, really important that you're making time for that connection. I do feel a lot of you are super busy with your personal goals and bringing in stability in different ways, and trying to make time to be with your honey, or trying to make time to be social or to date. But you cannot neglect your spiritual practice. Your spiritual practice and the success of your love life are going to go hand in hand in the month of April. It's going to be very important for you. Some of you are in a little bit of a trying situation because you do have a love interest, or you do have an existing partner, and there could be some long distance, or there could be some time apart. Okay, maybe somebody's having to travel for work and it's keeping them away, or maybe some of you are working to manifest some kind of big move, or an immigration from one place to another, or a really big move from one state to another. And so there may be some time apart, and there may be some frustration that comes in from that. But don't look at this as something to discourage you. Don't look at this as like, oh, I have the worst luck. Try to take this time, like I said again, to go into prayer, to go into meditation, to connect spiritually. Embrace the gift in that downtime, because soon enough things are going to be busy again. Okay, so embrace that time to just really connect with the higher self, to connect with your higher power, and to be in that beautiful spiritual energy. All right, so karmic factor here, or an influencing factor here, we got Seven of Swords. Okay, and this is gonna apply in different ways for different ones of you. For some of you, you're having to find ways of finding more creative ways of dealing with a situation, or finding more creative ways of working around a situation. Okay, you're having to approach things with outside of the box kind of thinking. All right, you're having to find a different approach, or a different way of doing things. That can definitely be a message with Seven of Swords. Another message for some of you, it could be that as you're busy, and as you're doing these things, and as you're going through these changes, you may have people who are kind of, looking into your life, and trying to, I don't know, I don't want to say undermine you. I'll put it to you this way. If you don't want people butting into your business about your love life, and if you don't want people butting into your business about how you feel, or what you should be doing, or how you should be going about things, then keep your cards a little closer to your chest. Okay, some people might be like looking at things online, and they might be like, oh, I see you posted this thing. Are you and your partner still together? Is everything okay? What did you mean when you posted that meme? What did you mean when you posted that status? Or why did you posted a picture and you were by yourself, but you went with this person? Or you posted this picture and you look like you're, whatever. So some of you are kind of, I don't know, I just feel, Aquarius, some of you are kind of just needing to lay low for a little bit in April. Okay, it doesn't mean that you have to avoid social media. It doesn't mean that you can't be online. It just means you maybe are going to be a little bit more selective in the things that you're sharing. For some of you, you do have an ex, who's kind of like, spying around and trying to see what they can access of your social media. Some of you, there could be somebody on your social media that you haven't yet really engaged with, but they're studying you and they're trying to figure you out so that they can figure out who you are, what you're looking for, so that they can figure out what kind of mask they have to put on to like pull you in, to attract you, to entice you, to excite you, right? But then they're coming in as this fake person. So be wary of anybody you're meeting online in the month of April, for those of you who are single. Some of you who are in a relationship, you could have someone who's trying to get information about what you're thinking and what you're feeling in a roundabout way. If some of you are having problems with a person, some, I'm not going to say for all of you, so don't get paranoid. There could be a small percentage of you where an existing partner might have a friend, or like talk to a friend of yours and try to get that friend to get information out of you to come back and report to them so that they can figure out how to approach a situation with you. Or some of you may even full on have like someone make a fake profile and try to talk to you online and see if like you're gonna take the bait or see if they can get information out of you. So be cautious and be aware of that. Just be cautious of what you're sharing with others. I think for some of you Aquariuses, that's going to be very important in the month of April. All right, my dears. So this is kind of like how the past is affecting your love energy. So some of you are, you're in fear because you've been disappointed. You're in fear because you've been let down. You've had these disappointments. It's like things maybe haven't worked out as you had hoped, or things didn't go the way you thought that they were going to go. And so you may have some disappointment energy. And it can be very scary to move forward when we've been disappointed, right? Like we've been disappointed, and now, here's a chance to trust somebody, or to take a leap of faith, or to move forward. It can be very frustrating. Some of you are trying to salvage a relationship, and you're very focused on what has gone wrong. Now, I need to say this because it comes up in the comments, and it's sad that I even have to say this, but apparently I have to say this because people don't understand. When I'm talking about salvaging a relationship, and having to focus on the positive, I am not, I repeat, I am not implying in any way that if you were in a relationship where somebody was like abusing you and cheating on you and doing these horrible things, I'm not sitting here and saying be grateful for the good things about this person and make it work out. That's not what I'm saying. If that's your situation, then this part of the message doesn't apply for you. For other ones of you where maybe the issues or the problems aren't as extreme, maybe they're not as extreme, maybe they're communication issues, maybe they're personality issues, maybe it's just somebody that like in some ways has let you down, and you're still in the relationship, or you're still trying to make it work, but you're still worried that they're not going to get it together, or they're not going to keep their promises in some way, or there's like a frustration in some way. Then Five of Cups is asking you to try to focus on the good of the situation, try to focus what is working, and then build upon that. Instead of approaching the relationship from the situation, or even approaching a situation of like dating, like, maybe you're trying to, meet a new person or make a relationship move forward, and there's a lot that you feel like is working against you. Try to focus on what is working with you. Even if you've just only got 2 cups, those other 3 cups, you're going to be able to fill them up over time. But focus on what you have right now. Focus on what is going well for you, and build the relationship from there. Build your prospects from there. Oh my goodness, I love this. I love this. I love this. So, and then moving forward, okay, probably around the time that you're watching this reading, whenever it might be. You know, it might be a couple of days before April, it might be halfway through April, it might be at the end of April. Whenever you happen to stumble upon this video, there's a good chance that where your energy is headed, like where your energy is at present or where it's about to be, is this Three of Cups energy. Three of Cups is a good old time. It's happiness. It's having things to celebrate. It's association. It's just getting together with like-minded people. A lot of you might be falling in love again or meeting somebody new. And when I say falling in love again, I mean fall like re-falling in love with, you know, or reigniting a spark in an existing relationship. Or some of you may be meeting somebody new at some kind of like a social function. So for some of you, you're gonna be bringing in love, you know, into a current relationship or attract a new relationship altogether as you're in this element of fun. Okay, so if you're being invited to things, pay attention. Some of you might be invited to celebrate the success of another person. And it's not that you're not happy for them, but you just might feel like, man, I'm not feeling it right now. Or I'm happy for you, but I'm feeling a little bit crappy about where I am in my life, and I don't necessarily want to be there and, like, you know, be celebrating your promotion or your birthday or your wedding or your engagement or whatever it might be, your baby shower or whatever it might be. But Three of Cups gives the sense or the feeling that you should go. You should go because there's a good chance that either you're going to meet your new love or you're going to meet someone who's going to in the future connect you to your new love. It's a good idea for you to go. Okay. For some of you, you might be invited to go with an existing partner. And, you know, if you kind of make yourself go, you guys might have a really good time and it may unstick some stuck things. So it is celebration, it is joy, it is happiness. Some of you are getting out and you're celebrating yourself. Some of you are like, damn it, I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna celebrate being single. I'm just gonna go out there with my friends and I'm gonna say, I don't need anybody to complete me. And you're just in this happiness and you're in this joy. And before you know it, boom, pow, you've like landed somebody new, even if that wasn't your intention in going out. So I do think being social, being in these high spirits, is a natural energy that's going to be coming up for a lot of Aquariuses in April. And it's bringing you love. Okay, so you do have the Lover's card coming up. Some of you may be dealing with a Gemini. Some of you may have Gemini in your moon or your rising that is going to be kind of like this ongoing theme for you in April in terms of love. Maybe, you know, Gemini is very social, very, very social. Gemini loves to chat. Gemini loves to talk. So maybe some of you are just coming into those attributes of being social and talking and, you know, being very comfortable about getting to know people. And being in that very like mentally charged approach of relationships or getting to know people. But more than likely, I think for many of you, it's going to be more than likely where you're having to make a choice or you're having to make a decision about what kind of a relationship that you're wanting. So some of you are having to choose between old and new. Some of you are redoing your wish list. Some of you have been trying to manifest love for a long time and you already have some kind of like a list that you wrote down that you're keeping under your pillow or you're keeping under some special little crystal or something. Some of you already wrote out this plan for love that you're trying to manifest. And some of you are like saying, what did I write down again? And you're going and you're looking at it and you're like, I don't know if I still want this stuff. I think my desires have changed a little bit. So some of you are kind of reworking your wish list, your cosmic wish list. Some of you are coming into fine tuning or like tweaking that which you're manifesting, because what you're looking for in a relationship, as you're ascending, as you're growing spiritually, as you're becoming more successful, the things that you're looking for might be changing a little bit. Okay, obviously a lot of big major core values will stay the same, but Some of you have different values, and so some of you, the core values are changing. But whatever the case may be, I do feel like a lot of you are reworking that what you're trying to manifest, or in an existing relationship. You know, a lot of you maybe are letting certain things slide and saying, okay, well, let's focus on something else instead. Or you're having to choose between an existing relationship and an old love that's resurfacing, or a new temptation that's coming in. But you know, the whole thing with Gemini is choices and decisions. You know, figuring out what you want, figuring out what you don't want. That's, I mean, not Gemini, I'm sorry, the Lover's card. I meant to say the Lover's card. The whole theme with the Lover's card is just figuring out what you want, okay? Figuring out what you want. Your power in the situation, or what's really going to help you with manifesting love, kind of like your MO for the month, or your game plan for the month, is going to be Nine of Pentacles. So, Nine of Pentacles is just being in your contentment, being in your joy, all right? Being, you know, focusing on your goals, doing your thing, kind of calming your insecurities, calming your fears, and being able to focus on what needs to be done and enjoying it, enjoying your work, enjoying your alone time, taking time for you, doing things to refuel your battery, to recharge, you know, treating yourself in reasonable ways without breaking the bank, you know. This is going to be attracting love for many of you. One of the messages that I get with the Nine of Pentacles card too, for me, sometimes this is the secret admirer card. And for some of you, it could be that you're catching somebody's eye who's admiring you from a distance for a while before actually approaching you, because you're very different from what they're used to, and they're trying to figure out, you know, who you are, what you're into, some things that you guys might have in common. It's very different from Seven of Swords, because Seven of Swords could be somebody watching you too, but when Seven of Swords watches you, Seven of Swords watches you to like trick you in some way. Like, how can I, you know, get Aquarius to drop those panties or those boxers or like whatever, right? But there might not be a whole lot of substance behind it. Like, they just want to figure out what kind of mask they have to put on to impress you and get in real quick, get what they want, and then be on their merry little way. Nine of Pentacles is different. When somebody's watching you with Nine of Pentacles, like, they want to understand you. They want to figure out, how can I make this relationship work? What are some things that are important to this person? What can I maybe do to be a benefit in their life, or to be interesting? Like, this could be somebody who's maybe like willing to work on themselves, right? Like, they're just trying to get a better understanding of you. So I do feel that for some of you, there's definitely some kind of a little secret admirer energy going on, or somebody's watching you before they approach you. For other ones of you, especially those of you who've been in a relationship for a long time, I feel like somebody's like falling in love with you all over again. You kind of just have this new aura about you. You have this new energy about you. You're in your zen, you're in your moment, you're enjoying life, you're accomplishing things. And somebody's just like kind of admiring you and saying, "Man, like, when did you become this person?" Or, "I'm really proud of, how far you've come." Or, "I'm really far of how you really proud of how you've turned things around." So I do feel for some of you, it's like somebody's falling in love with you all over again. Some of you have an ex who's watching you from afar, and they're eating their heart out. Like, they're regretting it. They're like, "Man, I messed up. Man, I messed up." And they might feel very unworthy to approach you. Like, some of you are waiting for this person to come back because you can feel and you can sense that they miss you, and they might be snooping around on social media or watching you, and they're like, "Man, I blew it." And I don't deserve for Aquarius to give me the time of day. I don't deserve for Aquarius to acknowledge me. So for some of you, you're not gonna get that that I don't know, validation anytime soon. It's not because they don't feel it, it's just because they feel so very unworthy. They're like, "There's no way in hell that Aquarius would even acknowledge me right now, because I really blew it. I really blew it." And I do feel this person's realizing that they love you, and I do feel this person's realizing that, like, you were the perfect person or the perfect scenario or situation, and they made some lousy decisions, and now they're having to deal with the consequences, you know. So again, this is going to apply to a lot of you in different ways. Yep, and this might be why, you know, this person's not approaching you. Five of Wands. They could be like they don't want to get the beat down. They don't want to show up. For other ones of you, I feel like you're in this confidence, and people might be seeing you as like a little bit feisty here. People might feel like I need to be careful how I'm stepping up to Aquarius, or I need to be careful on, you know, what I'm asking of Aquarius. Okay, things are gonna go good, right? And now there's a lot of options where maybe there weren't options before, so you're having to get on the same page with your love interest or a current partner. I don't know. I just feel like a lot of you are coming into a very high level of confidence, and if you're not careful, it may be seen as like excessive feistiness, I guess is what I'll call it. Other ones of you, especially for those of you who've got like the secret admirer who's like watching you or trying to figure out how to approach you, or even those of you who have a partner who's just kind of like watching you and falling in love with you all over again, they may be a little bit worried because they might feel like, man, I'm gonna have to compete here for Aquarius's attention. I'm really gonna have to compete because compete because there's other people who are trying to come in. So some of you are having to kind of make an effort to make an existing partner or an existing love interest feel secure. Like, you know, okay, yeah, you know, I got it going on. People are coming after me, but don't worry, I'm not going anywhere. You know, some of you are having to make an effort to make an existing partner feel secure. Some of you are annoyed by it because you're like, look, you should know that I'm not going to go around doing foolish things. You should know that I'm here. I shouldn't have to, like, you know, take time from my busy schedule to reassure you. You should just already know. But some of you, you're gonna have to do it. They need it. They need the reassurance. And some of you are having to reassure this person that they don't have to worry. Some of you might be like, that's damn right, you better worry. You know. So you guys are gonna be, you know, responding in different ways, but there could be like this fear of like seeing that you're all of a sudden like the it person. All right, my dears. So next, this is what I can't talk. This is what you're having to, this next card here, this is what you're gonna have to kind of be aware of in the month of April. This card here lets us know what you're manifesting. Like if you're manifesting what you want, or if you're kind of stuck in a place of worry or in a place of fear. I think Aquarius, a lot of things are going good for you in your life in April, and that's translating into your love life. But then you're like worrying that, you know, what if this doesn't work out, or what if things go wrong, or you might get really focused on, you know, as you're manifesting for things to be a very specific way, and at the first sign that something maybe is not exactly the way you're trying to manifest it, you may start getting worried or pushing it away or telling yourself, oh, it's all falling apart. I knew it was too good to be true, things don't work out for me. So you might begin pushing something away if you're not careful. Okay, Four of Cups is just kind of somebody who's not being open to the possibilities, and who just has this belief that things aren't gonna work out. Like things aren't gonna work out. I'm done, right? So it could be really that whole extreme all or nothing energy. So be careful of that. Sometimes that happens when things are going good for us. We sabotage ourselves by saying, no, things can't go good for me. And at the very first sign of something not being exact or something not being perfect, we're like, I knew it was too good to be true. And we throw the baby out with the bathwater. So this is just kind of a heads up of just be careful of that thinking. Be careful of that thinking, and don't let it like creep in and sabotage you. Alrighty, my dears. So next we have is your outcome here Knight of Wands. So some of you are coming into very fiery, passionate energy. You're moving ahead full speed, okay? I read recently, and I had never, ever, ever thought of this before, but it made sense. I read in a tarot book somebody explaining or talking about Knight of Wands as having to be possibly potentially moving. And I was like, oh my goodness, that makes sense. But I had never thought of Knight of Wands in that way. So maybe some of you are going to be moving. Maybe some of you are talking about moving in with a person. Maybe some of you are getting relocated to be closer to someone, especially those of you who have like some kind of long distance thing going on. Maybe plans are definitely being made about the logistics of who's moving, when, and where. But overall, this is just about being in your passion, being in your energy, being in your just, having your fire, having that fire burning, having that passion burning. So you guys, Aquarius, are calling passion into your love life, movement, and this is fast movement. So maybe some of you who are attracting a new love, it could be a relationship that's moving pretty quickly for some of you. For some of you who've been with somebody a long time, we already talked about how they're like falling in love with you all over again. And then the passion is waking up. Somebody's waking up. Something's waking up. So there's maybe a little bit more fire coming back into the bedroom. But overall, this is good energy. This is life. Not Knight of Wands is life. You can't dispute that. It's just fast moving, fiery, passionate, in your face kind of life, right? So a lot of you are just bringing life into the love life. Like love life is getting life or fire breathed into it. Maybe a lot of you, like, for a long time, love life was just tumbleweeds and crickets, and it was just nothing happening, and all of a sudden now it's heating up. The fire's back. The fire's, like, I got my groove back. I'm back in it. I'm back in the game. But this is fulfillment. I'm excited for you. Be sure to check out your moon sign and rising sign videos, because some months that might resonate more, but just overall, it'll give you extra info about your chart, your planetary chart, and how the different energies are affecting you, because these are general readings. But when you check out your moon sign and rising sign, it gives a little extra elements for whatever your energetic or planetary makeup is. And guys, I don't just do love videos, so be sure to check out your weekly forecasts. I do a monthly love video, then I do a mid-month love update, but every single week I do a reading for each zodiac sign about finances, like money, career, family life, spirituality, all that good stuff. So be sure that you check that out too, because there's so many important areas of life. It's not just about love, and it could be very helpful. So be sure to check those out as well, my dears. For the daily card of the day, I do that on social media. If you guys want a daily message, I do a daily YouTube message, and I do a separate one for social media. I'm constantly posting, so if you want to check out the choose a card game that I do on social media, you can definitely follow me on Instagram and Facebook. But just overall, guys, thank you for letting me be part of your journey. Thank you for liking, sharing, commenting. Thank you for helping the videos get out there to others. Thank you for subscribing and hitting the notification button. Thank you for letting me be part of your journey. Thank you for being a part of mine. Sending you so much love.